And welcome back to Long Winded. It's been a while, 1 week to be exact. Um, Honestly, where to begin? We have a packed episode. I shaved my eyebrows. I'm in cheetah print. Newly, really love cheetah print. Used to hate, but I'm leaning in. So I stuffed my bra. I'm trying to really lean into the 90s of it all. You know what I mean? I saw some inspo photos of Pam Anderson when she really just went too big with a boob job. And I'm warning you, it could be me at any second. Not just a boob job, but hopefully I will have a phase where my tits are just too big into my chin. Everybody's wondering what the fuck is going on. Much like my eyebrows. Okay, well, so that could be it for the intro. I have socks in my bra. That's what I preferred to stuff it with. I learned this from one of my best friends, McKenna. Big shout out. She is a magician, a connoisseur of sorts of stuffing her bra. We were Denver Broncos cheerleaders together, and she's maybe like what they call a double A, which really doesn't make that much sense because a double A sounds like it would be an A 2 times, but actually it's a minus A. They're like, since you don't have much to work with, we'll throw you a bone with the bra sizes. We're not going to call you an A minus. We're going to call you a double A. But on game day, she would shapeshift. Her tits, especially. I mean, all of our faces were shapeshifting, but definitely her breasts. They would go from a double A to somewhere to a C plus. And the breast tissue that was in the bra were socks. What would normally fill a bra, adipose tissue, a breast, was indeed socks. It's truly magic. Maybe she'll let me put in before and after photos. So that's where I learned the age-old sock trick. I just, I wasn't really filling it out. So I wanted to start with that. We're always in new eras. And like I said, I shave my eyebrows off. Now, this is when I lead with that, which I've been every time I leave the house, any person I meet who has known me and I don't know, the last 6 months or a year, I'm not really running into people that I haven't seen in a year, but I have to preface it with I shave my eyebrows off. And maybe this language is too strong for them, too scary. Ghastly is a new word that I love, which I'm not sure if I'm using it right. I get ghastly and ghostly confused. Terrified. It immediately they think it's a reflection of my mental state, which honestly it could be, but these days I'm feeling more stable than ever. So it's like I've been thinking about it for a while and finally I just wanted to pull the trigger. I feel like they look somewhat normal today. Maybe let me take my glasses off and show you so you can really see. I think it's like a brow lift. It's like a really cheap brow lift. Chic razors, $7.99. I was in New York when I first started the process, which is way more intricate than I thought. I was in New York, so I was like, I want some. I don't know if I'm gonna walk around here. I don't know what the nearest Target is, so I did Instacart it, and it's like, okay, mostly men are doing the shopping, but it's like. I cannot be the only one who's ever asked for a face razor. He texts me, they're out of the knives. You're right. You're actually right. They are knives. For my eyebrows to be in fact, something like that. So anyways, Robbie is terrified. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, so I have microblading underneath. Also, nobody knows what the fuck microblading is, which is news to me. It's been around for a while. And this is the whole shtick. I have to give him the whole spiel. Spiel, if you may. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I shaved my eyebrows off. I have microblading. I have to use an excessive amount of concealer so I look Voldemort by Pam Anderson. Just until I get tattoo removal to remove the microblading, and then they'll look maybe a little more natural, a la Mia Goth. That is the goal. Nobody wants to hear all this. I lose them at microblading. They're like, what? You have your eyebrows tattooed? And you don't know if this is just a phase? I'm like, no, I don't have the skinny brow tattooed. I have the whole eyebrow tattooed, and who doesn't? We were all doing it as a phase. I literally did it 3 years ago. We're going to make mistakes. Everybody has those days. You know what I'm talking about? Everyone has those days. So, anyways, yeah, I'm always looking for a segue. I'm always looking for a casual way to bring up, I shave my eyebrows off. Whatever, just made them skinny. People have been doing it since the 90s. It's just an ode to my culture. Okay, let me fix this. I need some lumbar. Okay, Robbie FaceTimes me after she saw an Instagram story. She's like, what happened to your eye? Knowing she means eyebrow, I think, but what do you mean, what happened to your eye? She thought I had some kind of anatomical emergency, which is the skinny brow. What? What? This is a cosmetic enhancement. It's not a problem, what happened to your eye? What do you mean, what happened to your eye? She's like, are you okay mentally? I'm like, babe, objectively, it looks pretty good. But at this point, I was using like the contouring concealer, which is like really white. So I looked really kind of like, like I said, Voldemort by Pam Anderson. It was really white. It was like drawing a lot of attention. I was FaceTiming her, crying, not over anything you guys need to be worried about, just whatever. And she was like, you know what? Your face is turning red, but your concealer isn't. And I was like, okay, that's what you got out of all this. Anyways, so I have this meeting. It's not a not important meeting, very high stakes. Very important. Might I add, with a big network. So, whatever. We go on these generals, quote unquote, whatever the fuck that means. But here I am. I got to grind so I can retire, hopefully by 45. So I show up. I got to commit to the brows. Okay? Okay, but I do have to break the ice because is it what everyone's thinking and they're not telling me? So I tried out on my manager before where we have some time waiting in the waiting room. We're bullshitting, we're talking, we're catching up. You might have noticed I shaved my eyebrows. He's a man. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on. He doesn't want to offend me. But I saw it and I had to try it. I have to tee up some kind of joke. So I can work it in different ways, knock it out of the park every time. Yeah, I think so. Then everybody loves them. Nobody thinks anything about it. So I try on him. I'm like, I have to use so much concealer, and it's giving Voldemort by Pam Anderson. He guffaws. Thinks it's very funny. I go into the bathroom in natural fluorescent lighting. I do look a little concerning. It's too late. Hopefully they don't notice. I go into the meeting. I'm doing well, crushing it. Jokes here and there, in between professionalism. I just had a matcha. I'm really firing on all cylinders, waiting for the perfect moment to insert Voldemort pie by Pam Anderson. It's taking me all meeting. I'm looking for an in. I'm bobbing and weaving, just waiting for the perfect time. So it came. So another very important person comes in a little late. I have everybody's attention. I'm holding court. Me and my skinny brows. You might have noticed I shaved my eyebrows. The room falls silent. Nothing left to be said. Nobody knows where this is going. I'm sure they think I'm on the brink of a mental breakdown. What do you mean, shaved your eyebrows? I'm like, you can visibly see I have eyebrows left. The amount of concealer is concerning. So to the untrained eye, it does look like I took a somewhat dull pencil and drew it in. I have no eyebrows left. Why would you shave your whole eyebrow? Now I understand why that choice of language, why the vernacular could be concerning to a room full of executives. You got to keep going with it. I'm leaning into the 90s. I have microblading underneath, which is a tattoo, and I have to cover it up. Unknown to me, I've been using the wrong color. In with the Voldemort by Pam Anderson. Crickets. Fear washes over all of their faces. How do I get out of this meeting? Do we need an M1 hold? One of the very important people turns red. He's uncomfortable. He doesn't know how to get out of this one. So I talk the way out of it. I'm like, okay, back to what we were saying. Everybody breathes a big sigh of relief. Anyways, not where I thought this was going. By the way, I'm meeting all of Robbie's family in rural Canada called Regina, Saskatchewan. Yeah, you heard me right. Rhymes with a vagina. They could have went with anything else. No, they're sticking with Regina, much like me and my eyebrows. I'm meeting 6 to 7 of her siblings and some of their children with the skinny brow. I've immediately made an appointment for tattoo removal right after this. I know it takes a couple times, but the eyebrows are faded. I'm not using sunscreen, letting the sun bleach them, and using a bleaching cream. Who knows what they're going to say? Something. They're all just like Robbie, if you can imagine. Opinionated, outspoken, speaks at a high decibel. Me and my skinny brows, I'm going to have to defend, and I will keep trying. Voldemort by Pam Anderson. I'm going home next week. I need to see my family. They get scared at any kind of change I make. Robbie's like so concerned. I'm like, you cannot react this way every time I make a huge change. No, you're here. You're here as my support system. You're along for the ride. Everything I do, you need to lie to my face and say looks good. You can't freak out. I need a rock. This is just the beginning. Wait till I have huge silicone tits up to my eyeballs. You can't freak out. I got to try it all. Anyways, I don't know how anyone's going to react, but I'm gearing myself up. I'm going to change the subject. And also, I'm a fraud. And also, without heavy concealer, I look like I have a full brow because of the microblading. So really, I can transform in a matter of seconds. I can be whoever I want to be. So it's not a terrible place to be. For me, for others, it could be. Anyways, the meeting went great, if you're wondering. And I'm sticking with the skinny brow, whether you like it or not. Okay. Just a little intro, just a little update. That's it. That's enough. Siggy season's over. However, the Sig Mommy lives on forever. And you know what's the Sig Mommy of us? Fume. Fume is quickly becoming the leading alternative to vaping and smoking. It's a whole new movement toward better habits led by the sponsor of today's video, Fume. At some point, we have to leave the cigs behind us, but we don't have to leave all the fun. What if I was to tell you there's a better alternative that helps you kick your bad habit in an enjoyable way, something you can take out with you? Fume is an award-winning flavored air device. Flavored air isn't like vaping. If vapor was compared to sticky soda, Fume cores are closer to herbal teas. Fume has lots of delicious flavors to choose from, like crisp mint and orange vanilla. With flavored air, you can satisfy your oral fixation through a passive diffusion system that utilizes no electronics, vapor, or combustion. Take that. Fume fills the void ditching a bad habit can leave, and you still have something to reach for. Fume is not a vape, so there's no vapor, so you can use it anywhere and don't have to blow the smoke into your shirt like a fiend. We're civilized now. My favorite flavor is crisp mint because it tastes literally just like a breath of fresh air. Fume has served over 300,000 customers, and you can be the next success story. For a limited time, use my code GabbyWindy to get a free gift with your journey pack. Head to tryfume.com. That's tryfum.com and use code GabbyWindy or scan the QR code on screen to get a free gift with your order today. Fall is among us. Finally, the leaves are changing, my personality is changing, and so are our culinary options. Yeah, you heard me. There's squash, cranberries, Brussels sprouts, green beans, pumpkin, etc., etc. And you'll find all those whole foods and chef-crafted recipes with Green Chef. They are the #1 meal kit for eating well. This fall, celebrate all the feel good, good for you moments around the dinner table with new clean comfort recipes. Robbie and I love to cook at home when we're not traveling because it's an easy way to spend quality time, and we love to eat. We love Green Chef because we know it's going to be nutritious and delicious, and it takes all the thought out of grocery shopping. Thank God. Green Chef makes it easy to eat right for your lifestyle with delicious options like Mediterranean, keto, plant-based, gluten-free, calorie smart, and more. So there's an option for any kind of diet and or dietary restriction. They even have 23 plus grab-and-go breakfasts, 10-minute lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie slides, and more. Go to greenchef.com/Gabby50 and use code Gabby50 for 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next 2 months. That's code Gabby50 at greenchef.com/Gabby50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next 2 months. If you've been paying attention whatsoever, you'll know that I have a new relationship with Mark Cuban. We will be welcoming him as a new co-host of Long Winded. That's right, a billionaire wants to sit in this room and talk with yours truly. I'm like, thank God I won't even have to pretend to be smart. Just kidding, he's not co-hosting, but he said he may come in for an interview, and I've everyone wants to gatekeep their really important, they're really exciting guests. Oh wait, you're gonna love this one. Can you believe this little girl from California twice, Florida once, Texas, Illinois. I've lived all over. This little girl, can you believe that one of the top 0.01% wants to sit in this tiny room with a fig actively dying in the back, much like my will to live? So in case he changes his mind, which there's a high likelihood, I have got to tell everybody. I need to post the receipts. I'm here for the clout, baby. And that's good enough for me. Okay, just some housekeeping. I've been making breakthroughs in therapy. Oh, yeah. Me and Carol are getting to the bottom of things. She really, she's like, we're going to figure out your depression. I'm like, please, dear God, because no one has so far. She's like, you know what I think? I'm like, I haven't been getting any sleep. I upped my meds. I told you guys. So I upped them again, also without consulting anyone. So I'm on 150 of Lamictal. I guess like 300 is normal. So I feel fine. I have an appointment next week. I'll fill her in. She's used to this kind of behavior from probably her favorite client. She also tried me on gabapentin. She's like, this will take the edge off. Still shame spiraling. Things are getting kind of sticky in here. She's like, oh, I love a new medication to try. I love to dabble, take a nibble of this and a nibble of that. I'm like, okay, anyways, wasn't really working for me. Was like kind of keeping me up. I don't know. I've heard great things about it, so I might try it again. Anyways, so Carol's like, I don't think you're sleeping because you have pent up anger. I'm like, wait, but also, what was your first clue? But also, duh, where have you been, Carol? No shit, Carol, I'm happier than a pig in shit. Oh, wow, Carol, you don't say. I'm happier than Goldilocks when she got her porridge order right. Finally. Oh yeah, Carol. I'm happy as a clam getting kicked around at the bottom of the deep blue sea. It's scary down there. And by the way, only I can talk shit about Carol because she's actually perfect and that was a joke. Ever heard of one? Ever laughed before? Anyways, love her. And yeah, I'm like, oh my God, news to me, because whenever I get angry at any kind of circumstance that like doesn't go my way, I like beat myself up inside, especially like, okay, so I'll be honest, I got some insight into this from a Reddit thread. I'm getting all my information from Reddit. You guys know that. I take it as word. It's the truth. I believe everything, obviously. So somebody was like, I did shadow work. I'm like, okay, I've heard of this before. And she's like, it cured my social anxiety 90%. And at first I was like, no fucking way. This is a sign from God. As I read it a second time, this is regurgitated information that you also found on a different subreddit. This seems too good to be true. Anyways, kept reading. She's like, whatever, she has social anxiety, and whenever, yeah, it's like she's high functioning, same. So she knew something in her subconscious. She's like, if I have, an interaction, I'll beat myself up for it. I hate myself for it for days. And I'm like, same. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so Carol's like, well, whenever you're angry at something, you think you're acting like your mother, and your mother was angry, and then you internalize all that anger. She's like, do you understand what I was saying? And I said, no. No, have no clue. After smoking a spliff that night, it all makes sense. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm angry, and I think nothing of my mother. But of course, it's all subconscious and I internalize it a lot. So I'm really allowing myself to be angry, not just in this room, but at everybody. At everybody. Anger is a healthy emotion, she says. Okay, I also move into shadow work. She gives us this video on YouTube to try. It's called Sith Dark Medicate. Ugh, I wish dark meditation. Dark meditation. All right. All right, I'm newly into my evil side. I'm really wanting to be defiant, as evidenced by my stuffed bra and my skinny brows. I'm going against the grain. Okay, so I put on headphones because I've heard that somewhere that's like it has to have an easy access way to penetrate your brain. So why keep the headphones out here when I could have them right in my ears, direct access? Anyways, okay, so I lay down. I'm really starting to meditate. I want to get in my feels. I want to meet my shadow self. All of a sudden, this girl pops up with jagged ass teeth, a fucked up sharp grill, and doo-doo bangs. This is my shadow self. Damn, she has no wonder why she's angry. She has a lot to be angry for. I just learned doo-doo. You guys know Kate. I was visiting her in New York, and we were watching Selling Sunset, and somebody had on those curls that just like, it was like the beach waves that all blend together. And she's like, look at those doo-doo curls. And I, doo-doo curl, doo-doo. So now everything's doo-doo. I was trying to get to know where my shadow self, who could use a file and literal Invisalign. And I'm like, why do you hate me? And she's like, go fuck yourself. So whatever. I asked Carol about it. I'm like, what do you think of all this? Your shadow work, your inner child. She didn't give me a straight answer. And I'm like, okay, I don't know. It seems a little fishy. I feel like we got to the same conclusion. As people do with speaking to their shadow self. She's also like, I want you to exercise. And I was like, not you, Carol, of all people. Do not lie to my face. You know that we've been gaslit by the media saying that exercise improves our mental health. There's been studies to actively debunk that. No, like half the people do not get serotonin, dopamine, adrenaline when they're doing 12-3-30. I'm just hoping to get a fat ass. It doesn't help my mental health. No, I don't feel good about myself. If I do it too early in the day, I'm exhausted. I can't think straight. Because it's too much work on my thighs. A huge muscle that's sucking up all of the energy from my brain. A much smaller muscle. I need all the help I can get. I can't live through life exhausted. She's like, you need to get out some energy. I'm like, great, here we go. And then I'm like, what the fuck about hot Pilates? What are we talking about hot Pilates? It's like LA always has to take it one step further. It's like, what if I'm down with the regular Pilates? So someone invents it. I'm sure from an older place of wisdom. I'm imagining some kind of Eastern medicine practitioner who knows what the fuck we're doing. He invented a workout laying down. This is what I'm talking about. This is a genius. He's changing our lives for good. Working out while laying down and focusing on alignment. It's going to cure your lumbar. It's going to help your posture, bring your shoulders back, titties out. We're going to do a little core. And we get to spread our legs like this, like around circles, like a free little baby, figuring out their ligaments for the first time. Oh, I don't have any. That's what they're saying. Oh, I'm still a lizard. I have no neck control, but look at these legs. He was on something with the Pilates, and then we had to take it one step further. The land of superficiality, disordered thoughts. Had to take it one step further. You ever heard of Legree? For your sake, I hope you haven't. Legree is purgatory. It's one step above hell with the mystery of where you're going to end up. In the depths of hell? Or are you going to make it out by the skin of your teeth and get to go to heaven? Are you going to make it out of this thigh shaking? Mind you, you're not even moving a lot, so you don't even get the excitement of like jumping up and down or like acting like an animal to break a sweat. No, you're barely moving, micro movements, legs shaking. Want to hurt that aforementioned baby? No. I'm not saying you actually do it. That's where self-control comes in. And if you can't hold yourself accountable, neither can I. It really makes you it makes you it fills you with this angst that cannot be described. Sweat droplets falling from your head to the floor. This is torture. It's like CrossFit for Pilates. Remember CrossFit? Huh? For crazy people wanting to prove that they can power clean a Frigidaire filled with butterball turkeys for Thanksgiving. Yeah, you got to prepare in October because those things are going to sell out. 20 pounders. Watch this. I can put any amount of weight and heft over my head. Unbecoming, by the way, your face is turning purple. And it looks like you could shit your pants at any second or an organ is going to pop through your belly button. More commonly known as a hernia. I can't watch this. This is not for me. Which also led, you guys remember rhabdomyolysis? You guys remember rhabdo? Rampant in the CrossFit community. I'm gonna teach you something today. There isn't so many pearls of wisdom in this episode, but you're gonna hear one. But I do not leave an episode without education. So rhabdomyolysis, also known as rhabdo, when you're using your muscles way too much to deadlift things like your washing machine for no reason at all, your muscles start to break down. Your muscles are full of protein, clogs up your kidneys. You're in renal failure. You're on dialysis with 2 cc's of epi and bags of fluid running through your veins. You're not feeling the best. Could lead to anything. With New Year's fast approaching, it's time to get those resolutions in order. My resolution? Well, it starts with this and ends with me speaking a new language. It's Babbel. I've always taken Spanish classes growing up and in college since it's such a common language to speak in Colorado and in California. I'm half Mexican, but my mom never taught us Spanish as kids, so now I'd like to make up for lost time. This year is the perfect year to dive in with Babbel. Speak like a whole new you with Babbel, the learning language app that gets you talking. With quick 10-minute lessons and crafted by over 200 language experts, Babbel gets you talking a new language in just 3 weeks. And because talking is the key to really knowing a language, Babbel is designed for real conversation. Wasting hundreds of private tutors is the old way of learning languages. Robbie and I are dying for a vacation. We haven't taken one for just pleasure since we first met. And oh, how sweet it was when we were still in hiding. We love to go to Mexico, and Babbel will help me learn real-life conversation skills in a different language so I can order and make small talk with the locals and really get a full immersion experience. Want more proof that Babbel gets you talking? Studies from Yale, Michigan State University, and other leading universities continue to prove Babbel works. One study found that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a full semester at college. Here's a special holiday deal for our listeners. Right now, get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/Wendy. Get up to 60% off at babbel.com/Wendy, spelled BABBEL.com/Wendy. Rules and restrictions may apply. It's wedding season, the evergreen season. It's always here. I still have a couple of weddings left, and whether you're the bride, a bridesmaid, or just a guest, Birdie Gray is about to be your new bestie. They've got the most stylish, affordable dresses that are perfect for any vibe. Birdie Gray believes that being in a wedding should look and feel great without breaking the bank, which we honestly love to hear. Attending weddings can be so expensive these days, so this is a great option to save some cash without compromising your fashion. Birdie Gray's bridesmaids dresses start at just $99, and each one is carefully designed with fabric, fit, and color in mind. They come in so many colors, from natural champagne to all shades of greens, and even brighter colors like fuchsia and chartreuse. And the dresses, they've got it all. Choose a gorgeous black tie chiffon gown or a floral garden party style. And Birdie Gray isn't just about the bridesmaids' dresses. They also have a stunning collection of really budget-friendly little white dresses, all under $150. Birdie Gray is basically a one-stop shop for all things wedding, so it's convenient and quality. Visit www.birdiegray.com now to get your first 5 swatches for free with code GabbyWindy. That's BIRDYGREY.com. Find your perfect palette. I also forgot to mention, Ravi and I went to the Hamptons, and we went to the most beautiful wedding I've ever seen. Truly gorgeous. Nobu catered. What? Cocktail appers. The appetizers, cocktail hour. There was a woman shucking oysters in real time right in front of you. Do you want an oyster? I'll shuck it. And put on all of the fixings on top of it right before your eyes. Chic. Skinny ciggies everywhere. Everybody was smoking like it was 1999. No, I do not know when the smoking laws came into existence, but imagine just pre that. We were all taking cig breaks at the same time from the dance floor. It was really iconic. This is a Robbie Connect. Oh, and this was the first queer wedding I've ever been to. Sobbed like a baby. It's like when you get to see, I don't know, I always cry at weddings just because I love love so much, and there's such a symbol of hope until they end in divorce. But it's like also a queer wedding. It's like sometimes I forget that it's still really a privilege that we get to celebrate our love, because it was only, and it's like people were accepting it. It's like if you're gay, not always do like your family and friends really understand and support it. And a large part, not the audience, of the guests were queer. So it's like, I don't know, you just felt so normal. So it was really beautiful. And I wore a black dress that was kind of see-through with a thong in the back. And like everyone was dressed to the nines. I felt so free, honestly. It was incredible. Top shelf liquor. I was like, I don't know really what to drink, because if you're on red wine all night, it's a sure sign you're gonna feel like shit tomorrow and fighting your lethargy all night. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a tequila soda, because I'm not fucking with a cocktail. I'm not in junior high. No, I'm an adult. A tequila soda with lime. They're like, what kind of tequila? I'm like, oh, I see Casamigos. Good tequila anyways. Like, I'll get Casamigos. They're like, we have Casamigos, and then I see the Don Julio. I'm like, oh, actually, before you pour, I'm going to go for the Don Julio. A little bit higher shelf. Oh, they're like, all right, as I'm working my way up through the tequila ranks, they're like, oh, we have 1942. I'm like, please say less. I feel like I didn't even have a hangover the next day. It's like, if you ever get the opportunity to go to a rich person's wedding, you have to take it, because I will have Jose Cuervo at my wedding if we ever get married. Speaking of nuptials, what about Lana Del Rey and her new mans? Her new gator guy. Our queen of sadness. When she's not being sad, writing beautiful music, singing in cursive, she's at the swamp with her gator friends. There's nothing more that Lana Del Rey loves to do than getting chased by a gator on a Louisiana highway, because they do go on the highways. She loves a thrill. She loves an adventure. Who would have thunk? Lana Del Rey, first in class gator wrestler. She's hand to hand combat, body to body, doing that death roll that they do. And I hear Lana out gators the gator. And I support it. Because I love an unhinged. And it's like never let them know your next move, Lana. Keep them on their toes. Because why else are we here? And this had to have been going on for a lot longer, because it's like all of a sudden they're married. I mean, this was genius PR marketing. She did it all, and the timeline is unbeatable. For the most shock factor, which is what Lana loves to do. We got to shock people. We're in the business of shaking them up. So first, all of a sudden, she's dating. What's this guy's name? I don't really know, but I know he's from Louisiana. All of a sudden, oh my God, she's dating this gator tour guide. Out of nowhere. What? And people are like, oh, this isn't the first time. There's a picture that resurfaced from 2019. The way people have receipts holding on to these photos for years is diabolical. 2019, all of a sudden we're dating. 2024, all of a sudden we're getting married. It's like, what do you look for in a partner? Everybody's different, but we all say passion. They gotta love something. They gotta be passionate about something. He's passionate about gators. And I think that counts. It's like you really love them. You feel like you have a purpose. You want to get extremely close to the closest relative of the dinosaur, of a prehistoric animal. I mean, what can we do? What else can we say? Except slay. Yes, queen. You get your mans. And on your periods of time off, you become one with the gators. Let me see that snoot. Let me give you a little scratchy. Let me pet your head. The gators get to know her so much, they roll on their back and she scratches their belly. And they're like kicking a leg. Whatever. We support our queen. Speaking of, it's like pop has been back for a while. Since the summer. And this is what it's like to have pop music be back. Ceaseless entertainment, never-ending drama. Something to think about, something to live for. Yes, I'm talking about Chapel Roan. Also, side note, we are going to Charlie XCX in a couple weeks, and I'm so excited. I have no clue what to wear. I just want to dance. I don't care that she's auto-tuned. Yes, I pick and choose. Yes, I'm biased. You guys know how I feel about Sabrina Carpenter, and I'm sorry. Did I take it too far? Isn't it an unpopular opinion, and I just want to go with the crowd? Maybe. But not even. Now this is my hill to die on, and it's just not personal. It's like I'm sure she's a great person. I'm sure she's fun to work with. I'm sure she's nice. If you've heard otherwise, please let me know. I'm dying to know. Um, you know, I think she's smart. I just don't think her music's original to me. And I don't like that her whole brand is kind of like, I don't know, talking shit on other women. Talk shit about the dudes. Talk shit about your rap boyfriend. No, I will not forget about it. Anyways, Chapel Roan, I'm sure we're all sick of hearing about it, but I'm not sick of talking about it. Surprise, surprise. Because I do play favorites. And look at me perk up. And she is one of mine. I think we only see a talent like this like once, maybe in a lifetime. I know maybe I was late to Lady Gaga. I just didn't, but which, okay, whatever. I do think she's incredible. I think she can really sing. I don't really love Poker Face, but I know she did something similar that is like what, for the drag community, which we love and stuff. But it's like nobody's doing it the way Chapel's doing it. And she's an insanely talented performer, you guys. So it's like, let her be a diva bitch. I guess we talked about this last week, but people are like so pissed she's canceling shows. It's like, yeah, I'm probably in an echo chamber. What I've heard is that their festivals, she's not the main act. Yeah, she's canceled her main act shows. What are you going to say about that? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Adele had to cancel a whole residency because she had polyps on her vocal cords. Also, not completely sure if that's the truth, but I knew it was a health issue. But Chapel cannot cancel for her mental health. Obviously, she's struggling. She cannot handle being stalked. Who can me? Just kidding. I'm. Please don't. But it's like, yeah, I get it. I mean, I love it because on a low level, when I leave the house, I get recognized, and I'm like, fuck, thank God. But her, she probably gets swarmed, mobbed. So it's like, I get it. You can't really do basic things, but at the price of what? Incredible fame and a lot of fucking money? Fine. I don't really like to leave the house anyway. She's like, I can't go shopping. I'm like, great. I want to make a private appointment. I want to have a personal shopper. Whose side are you on, Gabby? No fucking clue. Anyways, this is her. I believe her. I think she is telling the truth. And only time will tell. It really is too early to make a decision. We have to see how her behavior continues to really make an informed decision because it's too early. If she takes some time off and makes a real comeback, if she keeps making amazing music, and like, let's see, ideally for me, yeah. She would play small shows. She would scale back a little bit. People are like, then if she hates fame so much, why is she always talking publicly? It's like she's going to events. People are interviewing her because this is what you do. It's also she's new in it, so you feel like you have to do everything. So I don't know, or it's controversy. I think it's genius marketing. We'll have to see. If she takes a break, she's like, fine. It's like, oh yeah, okay, she's telling the truth. If she doesn't stop, then she likes to complain, and who gives a fuck? It gives us something to talk about. Let me tell you something. Everyone who's hating on her, it doesn't affect her. It doesn't matter. Her Instagram following is only going up. It's making this stand even more. So, and it's like, I'm sure you are still too. So just so you know, oh yeah, I did look up her chart, right? Let's see. I think she's a Sagittarius, Libra, Pisces, maybe not in that order. This could be way false information. Obviously she's a Sag. There's so drama. Robbie's a double Sag. She's so drama. What happened to your eye? Babe, it's my eyebrow. It grows back and it's not that big of a deal. She lost her cat for like maybe less than 24 hours. She was suicidal. I'm like, okay. I can't watch these crocodile tears anymore. Nam obviously came back like we knew she would. And Chapel's a Libra, which so is Eminem. Which they want balance. It's like I can see her pulling an Eminem where he had a huge rise to fame. He'd been working hard for years, just like Chapel. And then like the fame wasn't for him. But he's such a respected artist. He makes great music and he doesn't love to be in the public eye. It's like that's so Libra of her. And then she's a Pisces, can't help her there. But also, sorry, unstable. So it's like everything makes sense. Okay. Okay, I do have a queen of the week. She just fell right in my lap. I don't know what else to say. You guys might have heard of her. Kersha Koshelly. Iconic. She's Australian. We have a misandrist on our hands. Misandra. I'm sorry. We love to hear it. Okay? Notice how I haven't talked shit on men one time this episode, but here we go. At the end, this doesn't count. This is about her. This is not about me. Also, this is nothing's ever personal. It's a joke. Okay. Okay, for those of you who don't know, this woman, has been going on for a while. In years, she's been in a lawsuit because first of all, she's married to a man. It's like these things that's how you know it's like you got to understand the oppression of the patriarchy and be married to a man. It's not my thing, but it's like obviously it exists out there. Okay, so this is her. So she made this gorgeous art museum with like kind of what do you call like paintings that look like replicas of Picasso inspired paintings. They're gorgeous. I think they're largely like kind of focused around women, you know. We like to appreciate women as an art, please. So she opened this like, you know, whole place. I think it was like a cafe or something dedicated to this, and she had one room blocked off that men could not go in. It was for the girlies only. It's like yeah, you have to make a rule at an establishment like this because men just cannot help themselves. I feel like men have had boy only spaces for forever. The boys club, and mind you, even if women could get in, scary, your safety's in danger. No, I'm not gonna willingly walk in here. If I see a bunch of old white men in suits and glasses of various dark liquor, fuck no, I'm running the other way. Danger, danger, mayday, mayday. Men cannot help themselves. No, so this guy took it upon himself to sue. Like, also, women would never. We just, like, one, don't have the energy. We're too fucking busy trying to keep our emotions, the kids' emotions, the husband's emotions regulated. Make a gorgeous dinner and gossip with our friends. No, we're not going to go out of our way to sue you. The fuck are you bringing in the legalities for. Like, are you that offended? Are you that bitter and petty? Yeah, they are. Okay, so this has been in the courts forever. They lost. They lost because women are protected and seen as a marginalized community, and there should be spaces allowed for only marginalized communities to feel safe. Take that, you fucking idiot. And there's like pictures of her, there's like videos of her literally having what do you call that when you just break out and dance? And remember, those things were so popular for a time. A flash dance. Remember flash dances? That's actually so crazy. I wanted to do one so fucking bad. I thought it was so cool. Bruno Mars's video, something fun to do, marry you. That was a whole flash dance. I wanted nothing more. She has like a flash dance coming out of the courtroom. Like, truly iconic. She didn't back down. You know, it's like we could take a page out of her book. I love her. I love how she's making a huge scene out of it. I love it. I love everything. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. Next week I'm reading some new books. Next week I will update you on it. But until then, I hope you have a gorgy week. I hope you leave 5 stars already, dear God. And I'll see you next time on Long Winded.